start on this McCulloch Super Pro 40. Got a carb kit. Already took the air filter and the guard off. I was trying to see if I can get it to run, but you know, you see the cord hanging out, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. Oh my Jordy, yeah. I know as soon as that thing comes out there, it's going to blast. Okay. I know it's probably going to hurt. This thing has a guard on the inside of it too. Man. Wonder what makes it pop out of when you crank it. I know that it's supposed to be up here in this little slot. That's where it's supposed to be sitting. I might leave it there because it's just barely sticking through right there. See if it'll hold on to there, you know. It's not bad. Ain't good either. Oh, over there. Let's see. I don't have to do anything really dramatic. Yes, I gotta take off that daggone throttle cable. Daggone. And that thing was hard to put on there, let me tell you. Like, right over in here. I know you guys can't see it, but over in there, when you push down the trigger, it pushes it back that way. And it's really hard to get onto that plastic piece. If you guys ever worked on these smaller saws, you'll know how aggravating they are to work on. But me, myself, I actually enjoy working on these little small saws. I know that, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts. Thing comes apart. You know, you pull it out of the case. You change the gas filter, gas lines. Man, that is really going to suck. I might take that back off of there. And that was really hard to get back on there. Okay. Ain't nothing to it but to take it off of there and take a few bolts loose and take the gas line off the carb and get it apart. Got it out, even with that intact. See, because it goes up on the trigger right here, pushes back on the throttle. Okay, let's set this out of the way. Oh, look how dirty. Okay, got it back together. Put new gaskets in it, blew it out. Even blew the gas inline, or the intake, to come out. I didn't take the gasket off of here because it's in pretty good shape. This one on this side, there's not one there. There's a thick rubber one that goes on this side, like that. It's for your air filter. Okay, now to reassemble this thing. Like that. So done in like that. Got it back down in there. You guys can see it that way. Got it back down in there. The throttle's not on yet. What I need to do is put this bolt on and put this one down through where it goes. Okay, we got it all back together. Let's see what's going to happen. If it doesn't fire, the only thing I can actually think of that's not working is the gas filter itself inside the tank. Well, the one that goes from the tank to the hose itself is actually clogged. But this thing will fire on prime. So let's see what she does. So choke, gas. That's a good sign. Oh my goodness. Wow. Ah, poopy. Okay, I got it all the way apart. Gas tank and the whole front end's gone off of it. It's not the gas filter. I just dumped the oil and the gas out, and just put the carb kit in there. The only thing that I can think of that's wrong with it, why it won't run, is tuning. That's the only thing I can think of. So let's put this thing back together. Oh, by the way, to everybody out there that wants to try one of these little tiny saws, I'll go ahead and tell you, these are a challenge to work on. I like them. I like how compact they are. I like the engineering of them. Once you take them apart, you see the things that McCulloch did to make these things run. They pretty much took a 2-stroke small engine and compacted it so small to make the thing run. This is a Super Pro 40, but I bet any money it's like 39 cc's or something like that. Because I know the Mini Max are like 32 or something like that. I may be wrong. The thing about getting the gas tank line back up is that you got a small plastic pipe right here, and you've got a hole right here. This one right here is for your it's for your bar oil. It has to go on here on the motor itself. Your gas line's way back in there, and it's tucked into a little small spot where it don't have any like wiggle room. Like when you go to push it on there, you really got to push it on there. Okay, let's make sure that's straight. Oh, this right here is the cork. There's a rubber gasket on the inside of here, and there is like a paper lock type gas filter in there. I thought it was a gas filter. It's not. I even poured gas down through it to see if it would drip out, and it drips out. It may not be coming out of there fast enough to actually go. That I don't know, but I do know that it didn't have any problems getting the gas out of the tank itself. So try to line this thing up. Making sure that it's going on to the oiler, and it went. Has to be lined up perfect. The only thing that kills me about this model is mine was, I only paid $50 for it. Got a crack here. This piece is cracked and broke off. But like putting all the screws and stuff back in, it compacts it in where it's not moving around or anything like that. My front piece right here, when it goes, when you put this thing back on, it goes on pretty good. The oiler, the chain oiler itself, I think I'm going to have to turn it down just a little tiny bit because it gets oil really good. Now, lining this thing back up is a task by itself. It has to go onto the slot where you got your bar adjuster. No, your bar adjuster is on your plate. Right here where your stud's at, your bar stud, my bad. You have to make sure everything lines up and it goes back together real good. Okay, got one screw that goes here. Like I said, once the screw goes back in, it holds that one piece into place. And now I can put my my anti-vibe handle back together, which is held in by this really big screw here. And all it really is plastic basically, but it's got a rubber bushing. Okay, I've already put the chassis bolts back together basically. There's a bolt underneath it right here, and right there is where you adjust your chain oil, right there. There's really not much to these saws. About 6 bolts and it comes apart. I don't try to put too much torque on them. My drill, well, my impact is set on 1, so it doesn't, like, you know, tighten the piss out of it. If I put it on 3, it would probably break everything. I think it's the reason why I keep battery in that thing for a very long time, so I have to charge it. But it's back together. The throttle's still on. The only thing I really did was take the front off, take the gas tank off, check the gas tank, and then throw it back together. The side cover, however, I tightened it down as far as it would go, and it still has a little tiny bit of play in it. I wish I had a tiny washer to put down in there, but I don't. The spring, where I put the spring back down in there, it still looks like it's wanting to come out of the top right here. But I'm going to put the flywheel cover back on. I'm not going to put the boring chain back on it yet. I don't really want to do that. I just want to make sure that, that this thing will do what it's supposed to do. Oh, the newer models of these little mini mats are they're actually really good. I think. Let's see what it is. Four-way screwdriver. You know, when you buy these older saws, some of them have mismatched bolts, washers, anything you can think of, they're mismatched. That's why I don't really throw away anything, because you don't never know if you'll need something else that you have. Oh, I can't stand it. It's all the way out like that. Okay. I didn't put any gas in it. Daggone it. Don't need oil at all. Oh, let's put a little tiny bit of gas in, not a lot. Like I said, I think it's the tuning problem. It needs to be tuned. Older chainsaws with the carburetor, your spring throttle. I know a lot of people will they'll back them all the way out where they're barely touching the throttle, and some people will push them all the way down, and then you have some people that will take their the tuning part of it on the actual carburetor, go all the way in, out one turn, and they keep doing it until it starts, and then once they do that, they'll tune it in the wood to keep it going. So I have fuel. I am going to drop some down into the carburetor. Open her up. Make sure everything starts. She's choked. That's just one turn out. Well, all that just to get that result. I don't know, it could have been the tank, but I do know that the carburetor did need, it really did need new gaskets and stuff like that, because you can tell it's been in there for a while. Okay. I got it running. Till next video, you guys have a wonderful day.